Hey guys, welcome to the Gedunk. I'm Josh.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Ashley.
And we're talking Survivor Season 42, Episode 3 today.
That's right. But before we get into it, we got a treat for you guys. Well, for you subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber yet, it would definitely benefit you at this point to jump on board and subscribe to our channel. But we're going to be giving away 5 of these wonderful tiki glasses here that you see us drinking out of every week. All right, the way this is going to work, guess who you think's going to win. And a guess has to be in before the merge. Before any merges happen in the show, your guess has to be in on our chats. If you get it right, then you are entered into a drawing, and we will do a random drawing for 5 people out of everybody that got it right, and all 5 of those people will get one of these awesome freaking tiki glasses. So, hey, free merch, man. Who doesn't like free merch? You know, I know I do.
All right.
I like a lot of free stuff.
Yeah. Another episode of Survivor starts off with Marianne reveals that she got an extra vote to her teammates.
Yeah.
So this season, every time someone gets advantage, they love to tell people.
She told everybody. She told everybody.
Yeah, oh yeah, she told everybody.
Everyone's telling everybody everything these days.
Yeah,
Can't keep anything a secret.
No, there's not a lot there. Yeah, I don't think there's any secrets on this season yet so far, man. Everybody knows pretty much everything that's going on. It's pretty wild, you know. Except, I mean, even Mike, man. That dude kind of opened his can of worms with his thing, and now what? Almost his whole team knows about it now because of thanks to Daniel. So yeah, there's not a lot of secrets going on in this season.
Yeah, so, and then they also kind of look for an idol as a group, and Marianne finds the idol, and she reveals that to her team as well.
Yeah,
because first it's just her and Omar or whatever, and then she tells everybody else that as well.
Yeah, well, and that was crazy thing too. They all agreed to search together, right? It's like, all right, guys, let's all go idol hunting here, and whoever finds it, great, you know. And
so now everybody knows she's got it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows she can't vote.
Right. Well, and maybe what they should have done to like make everybody trust each other more and be like, all right, if somebody finds an idol, then we draw straws who actually gets it, you know, or paper rock scissors or something who actually gets the idol.
I like them kind of searching together, but they act like they are 4 strong now and playing as a team until they lose and they have to ask someone else.
Yeah, they're like, now we're down a vote, and it's like, no, you're down a vote.
Yeah, your team ain't down a vote. You are.
If you guys end up on the block before, you know, or at tribal before the merge, then you don't have a vote.
Yeah, exactly. No, and right now, she's the perfect easy person to get rid of. Great.
Exactly.
Marianne didn't have a vote. Toast.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe they want to keep her around for the future, especially if you're tight with her.
Well, what they need to do is they need to make sure they read all the fine print in that idol.
That's what I was going to say, the fine print. I don't know. You got that in your notes to bring that up, but
they need to read that fine print.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that is kind of interesting, when they read the idol, it says at the next immunity challenge, but some people don't read it at the next ones, but that's what the little note said at the next immunity challenge.
Yeah,
so
well,
they're like, that's a suggestion.
He's like, I'm not going to read it, so...
Right. I mean, Mike's kind of smart about it, right? He's like, I'm not letting any other team know I got that. Well, yes, and I mean, he's smart about it because he's trying to keep it hidden, but he didn't do a very good job with his own team to keep it hidden. So it's like, well, at this point, man, you might as well just say the damn.
Exactly, because that doesn't make sense to me. It's like he doesn't want to let everybody else know. Like, and when he says everybody else, I guess he doesn't know who else on that team would know that person has the idol. But counting that team, which happens to be the same as his, knows that that's the phrase and that. Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else on the other team knows, you know, that has that out as well.
But everybody on his team already knows. So once the merge goes,
is he keeping
that's not going to be kept a secret.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I know that Mike has the idols, but this one is a bit of a trick. And so, like any good lawyer would, I need to look at the fine print here.
Daniel's like, I want to revisit the note to the idol. So he goes to Mike and like, hey, let me read this thing. Takes it off, rereads it. And familiarized himself with it.
Mike was Mike at first was pretty hesitant about it. Right? I don't know, man. It's not a good idea. I like it where it's at, you know. And Daniel's like, no, don't worry, man. It's cool.
They should just probably talked about it. Like, what questions you got? I'll answer them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. So now he just goes off by himself and reads it, and then he comes back. He's like, all right. He read the fine print because remember last week he talked about. He's like, well, it's just best to get him out, get the idol out of play. But then in the fine print it says it goes back into play,
back into circulation
if he gets booted with it. So.
And that changes his mentality towards Mike
everything.
A little bit.
Yeah, so, but then he goes back, he's like, all right, here you go, I've read the fine print.
Well, number one, he's got it like stuffed on in his crotch, you know. He's like, here you go, Mike. And Mike pulls out underneath his ball sack and hands it to Mike.
I mean, it's not the dirtiest thing out there, I guess. I don't know. But he does.
Well, I think they're trying to keep it from Hai and Lydia. I don't know if those two know on that team. Those might be the only two that are on the way.
Yeah.
So he's like, this is just the paper. Where's the actual idol?
And that's kind of weird. Why would you give him like the actual idol?
Yeah. Yeah,
what does he need that for?
Yeah, he want to read the paper. He should just hand him the paper.
And then he said,
I'm holding on to the idol for sure.
But then he says, no, you didn't give me the idol. And like, what's funny is that I guess at this, like seconds before this, we kind of got a little preview into the fact that apparently he loses things all the time.
Right.
Yeah, Daniel.
Daniel loses his
Mike
water
almost
bottle.
lost it last week. So.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me that his immediate thought was, you dropped it somewhere, you lost it, not this mofo's trying to steal this from me. Like, he no point did he think. He's like, trace your steps, let's go back and find it.
Yeah, and that's a big deal if that thing goes missing.
Right.
Because Mike's in a lot of trouble at that point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping someone would be hiding it from him and then cancel him out, but obviously that's not what's going on.
And it turns out, he just dropped, oops.
He's
I guess
forgetful.
you did give it to me and I dropped it. My bad.
But it's all good now. I found it.
We're good.
Because he kind of swore like, no, you didn't give it to me.
Yeah.
And then Mike, since he lost it last week, like maybe he lost it. Who knows?
Well, and that's when Mike's like, man, I told you I shouldn't have given that to you, man. You're losing my stuff.
And then I love, like, in the post, like, interview thing, he's like, I'll give Mike credit. He was right. And I'll give him credit. Like,
I did lose it. All right, I dropped it.
I did lose it.
Did drop the idol. That's on me. Again, another example of Daniel Strunk having an epic fail.
So then they go to the immunity challenge, and before they begin, Marianne says her phrase about the rabbit in the mailbox or whatever that was.
And that's going to be so awkward to have to say again.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
She was pretty smooth saying it the first
Yeah,
time.
but the second... I mean, like, Xander last season was able to, he's like, you know what, it's like what I said last week. Like, but this was like a 20-minute phrase practically.
Yeah, but she could say it again like that. She's like, last week I told you guys I was feeling like this. Does anybody else feel it now too? Or, something like that, So.
Yeah,
and Jeff, like, he just like, okay.
The whole story, unless you're the bunny.
All right, shall we get to today's immunity challenge?
Yeah.
First,
It goes on. So.
And we're saying last week, but it was really like a couple of days ago for them, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny. And then they have the immunity challenge. What did you guys think about this one?
Dude, freaking.
Yeah.
The water looked pretty rough and choppy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I tell you right now, man, I'm Team Jonathan, man. That dude's a beast. That guy is like, as former Marines, that's the kind of guy you want fighting next to you. That guy never left a man behind.
No.
He was helping. I mean, that dude was dragging his whole team to the beach. Helping everybody out.
And
the whole
ladder.
team, this guy took the ladder by himself, took the whole team by himself to the beach, and just killed the freaking end thing and tossing the damn things.
And nobody on
the
the
bags up.
I'm surprised
Oh, my gosh, man.
I'm surprised he didn't just go out there after his team won to bring the other people
Right, yeah,
in.
help them in, yeah. Yeah, like, that's the dude I want to fight next to me in my freaking foxhole, man. 'Cause that dude just, and you talk about, not leaving a man behind. He didn't. I mean, he helped his whole team out, made sure everybody was squared away, and I was like, damn, that's a freaking good dude right there, man.
Yeah, we got some fruit and immunity on the line this week, and Jonathan, he was a beast. I mean, they were done with the competition before anyone got their key, like with the ladder or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that Jeff kind of calls it on this one a little bit.
Which
What'd
was
you think of that?
unprecedented.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
I didn't think it warranted that.
I didn't either.
I don't know. I was
Because they
watching
had the
some of
ladder.
these
I
people.
thought that was like the tough part. You can kind of chill, put it up against that.
Yeah.
But you could see, and I guess there's the editing, because you don't see it in the editing, that they have all these like rescue boats out there and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I've seen challenges where someone's had to come in where someone looks like they're drowning. And a couple of these people look like they might need some help any second
But I'm
now,
sure Jeff
so.
saw that they weren't making much progress. But he could have said, hey, come on to the beach and take a
like
break
that
and
plan.
go back out and retry it.
Because at this point, you're kind of giving them more of an advantage because they're not getting worn out anymore, right? Like, oh, okay, I'm just going to skip this part, so now you're not getting worn out like the other team did. So, they totally should have done that. Hey, you guys want to take a break, go ahead, but, you still got to get out there and get that.
Right,
I didn't like the fact that
the
he called
competition
it.
can last however long the competition can last.
And they weren't in really
that.
deep water. It looked like they could have maybe stood up or at least jumped up.
Jonathan was walking in it.
Yeah,
Like,
Jonathan was walking in.
Yeah. So I didn't think it warranted, especially for the first time ever. So, I don't know.
now, I mean, we're not there, and there is a safety issue, and there's the whole legal liability and all that stuff. So if they felt like it was necessary to call it, that's fine. But I do think that the team who actually completed it should have gotten a bonus advantage.
Yeah, no doubt. Something.
That's my opinion.
I mean, the bonus is they get more fruit, I guess. I don't know.
They didn't. They gave that up.
They gave fruit up to get the fishing
Well, they
gear.
did, but they didn't have to.
He should have said, "I'm going to let you get both because
he totally
you
should've.
actually completed it. I didn't have. You guys didn't take your break. You did it in the hardest way possible.
Yeah.
And not only
that'd have been good.
did they like dominate the first part, like when they were throwing the little bags, they knocked that out real quick too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
And who was throwing the bags?
Jonathan. I mean, Jeffy told him, he's like, you basically single-handedly did this whole event by yourself. He's like, congratulations. He's like, we haven't ever seen that before. So kudos to you.
It's like, we're going to put these bobbing people in the water.
Yeah.
We need you to bring them in. We need you to bring the ladder in.
Now, do you think that hurts Jonathan actually going forward?
Might.
Because we got to get rid of this dude. Look what this guy's doing.
Yeah, yes and no. I think it shows that he's a trustworthy and honest teammate, because, I mean, he drug his whole freaking team through there. So, I mean, I think he gained a lot of respect from people on that, but at the same time, it's double-edged sword for him,
He doesn't seem very egotistical about it either.
No,
he's not like you guys.
He doesn't want the credit. He doesn't want the credit for it.
No, I mean,
I think it saves him as long as they're in teams, but once they become one tribe, I think he'll be a huge target at that point.
Yeah, no doubt. But he, because he doesn't brag about, I think they mentioned one time that he's got the world record for the pull-ups with 15-pound weight or whatever, 100-pound, whatever it was, 100-pound weight. But it's not like he brags about it all the time, like, oh, I'm so strong. You never hear him say anything like that. It just seems like he's a very good, humble dude,
I'm surprised there's no professional athlete this season. Normally there's one.
You
so I guess it's him.
Yeah, him. And he does a hell of a lot better than any professional athlete.
But being a professional athlete's different from what he's doing. He probably doesn't hardly make any money from that, where someone else doesn't even need to be on Survivor,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's between blue and green, and they're kind of struggling a little bit getting, the bags on the.
Hold on, before we get to that, just circling back before they called it, rocks in that water with the ladder. Let's talk about that.
His head almost got stuck in one of the rings.
I
thought that's why they were going to comment or call it from last week.
Yeah, because his head was going to get in the wrong. But he's just yelling at them, and they can't even yell back or respond because they're just trying not to get underwater at this point in time. But he's just like, why am I the only one doing something? But he's not doing anything either.
No, those teams are none of them are doing anything.
But I just wanted to point out, Rox was like,
if someone was doing something, Jeff would have probably saw that and let him carry on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were getting.
Jeff was probably tired of waiting on the beach watching it. He was like, I got things to do. All right.
His wind is beating me in the face too now.
Exactly.
I got a nice steak dinner waiting for me back at the hotel. Okay,
you guys can have your fruit.
So it's between blue and green, and then Drea, at first she throws one up there, and it's not even close, but she does end up capping it off and bringing in the win for blue team.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think about that?
I thought green was going to have it, man, and then they kind of tapered off, and then, blue team, like you said, Drea came in there and got it good. She got it done, man.
I would have liked blue team to go because I'd like to see a tribal with rocks. On the rocks.
Yeah, no
with rocks on the rocks.
Yeah, no
I need to see that because...
they kind of tease that for next week.
Yeah.
But, they tease a lot of things and it doesn't always come to fruition. Right. So, but Orange obviously wins and they're told, you need to choose someone to go take the little path,
Special
the journey thing.
Yeah.
And then who do they choose?
Oh, what's her name? She's from the green team, right?
Chanel.
No, she was from the blue team.
Chanel, yeah.
No, green team. Yeah. Green team. Chanel.
Green, blue, it's all
Chanel
they're all
green
colors.
team.
Chanel.
They're all colors.
I got it.
And then they're like, we need one more person to go.
And they said, and that was the thing, is they said it could be from your tribe
or
any of the other tribes.
Well, not any of the others.
Just
the winning tribe was good to go. Yeah, it was just the other tribe, yeah.
No, they said it could be from the winning
tribe.
Anybody,
but...
Okay.
Yeah, that's because they did choose somebody from their own tribe. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Omer volunteered.
Omar did,
yeah.
So... I don't know if we don't fully know what they know about that island because they didn't show people having to explain it or anything like that. So
yeah, they all say that they've had their story and told them what they did, but we didn't see what they told them.
Yeah, season 41, we got to watch them tell the story. This one we haven't. You're right. Yeah.
So we don't know what they know.
Yeah, so we don't know if they think it's a good thing or bad thing or what.
Right. Mm-hmm. So Omar and Chanel go, and they have this. I like that they actually showed them having the conversation because the last journey we didn't really see them bond or have a conversation, so we don't know where they were at. So they're sitting there saying, "Okay, we know based on the conversations we've had from other people who've done this, that there's going to be a decision to be made." And Chanel's like, "I'm going into tribal. I can't. I need to vote. I can't risk my vote." She literally says, I can't risk my vote.
I definitely can't lose a vote going into tribal tonight, especially feeling uncertain about where I am.
Yeah.
And then
that kind of implies I'm going to protect it.
Right. And so then he said, and they agree because they don't know they don't know the game. They don't know how it's going to be. But they say, if there's a way we can both come out with a win.
Then let's do it.
Let's do it. Otherwise, I can't lose my vote.
Seemed like they kind of were on the same page.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, we're good.
Right. So, and if I was Omar, I would have taken that as implication. Okay, she is gonna save her vote no matter what. If we both can't win here.
That's exactly what she said.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Lo
So
and
Omar
behold.
risks his vote.
Yeah.
Then they show Chanel, and she's like, I think Omar would want me to risk my thing to give me another vote. And you're like, oh boy.
I don't believe in that conversation that Omar said, well, I don't need an advantage, so I'll do what I need to do on my end to make sure you get one.
Exactly.
Like, that's not what he said. And you specifically, like, she didn't, in her mind, well, I did tell him I wouldn't risk my vote.
I don't know what she was thinking. 'Cause when she gets back to the beach, she says, I might not have a vote, so...
Yeah,
she screwed herself.
We gotta see how Lydia. We have to convince him to split the vote.
Split the vote?
I think I don't have a vote.
I don't know what she's thinking.
she screwed that up
I
so
wish I
bad.
would have heard her thought process.
On that,
I mean, when she's choosing, we kind of get it, but you're like,
Doesn't make any
not
sense.
what you
Because
just
you
said.
told Omar. Yeah.
I think Omar wants me
But
to
I wonder
have
if
this.
she pondered, like, maybe I screwed up by saying that. And, like,
Well,
we don't
yeah.
see that, but
Well, I
she
think she
kinda
just wanted
says,
to
like,
make
I don't know
sure
if I got to vote.
she had her bases covered in case she didn't.
Yeah, and then of course that's gonna piss Omar off too. He's like, "Freaking chick just told me." He's gonna be in that booth. The chick just told me she was gonna save her vote, and then he's gonna get this no vote in his thing. So, yeah, not good, man.
And we go back to Green Team, where Mike and Jenny are on one side, and then we got Hai and Lydia on another side, and then we got two people in the middle with Daniel and Chanel, and they're debating which way we go in here.
Right.
And they talk it out with both sides.
Yeah.
So Hai thinks they're going to vote with them. Mike thinks they're going to vote with them.
Yep. And, then
And I don't think Chanel ever tells anyone but Daniel that she might not have a vote.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's trying to convince.
Did
She's
she tell
trying.
Mike that at all?
I think she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she.
But she didn't
did.
tell Hai. That's for sure.
So they're like, we need to convince them to split. And Hai's like, well, why? Like, this is kind of odd. Like, my spidey senses are tingling here. Like, I don't know if I like this. And they're like, no. Boys, vote for Mike,
Yep.
and girls vote for Jenny.
Yep.
It's kind of
And-
funny because Chanel gets power hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to manipulate this thing and control the way
Yeah.
these
And
things
then
are
Hai
going. She
catches
feels
that.
really
Hai-
good about
Hai
herself.
catches that,
Well,
yeah.
not at the time, really, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're questioning
he's
why are you
questioning
changing the plan?
Yeah.
But she's like, trust me.
Yeah.
This is what's smart here
And
because someone could have an idol.
Yeah, and then even as they're walking to it, she's like, I may not have a vote tonight, but I could manipulate the vote. Shows my strength. She's so confident that she's figured this all out and that everyone's going to follow her plan.
The power of my social game, I can direct the votes without even having one.
But little did they know, they're taking into consideration Daniel.
So they go to tribal
this guy.
council,
This guy.
and then they end up voting, and it ends up being a tie between Lydia and Jenny. And then Hai is kind of like, what the heck is going on here?
Well, Hai picked up on it when they were first talking.
Yeah, when they were
too.
talking,
Right.
Hai's like, wait a
Wait, he's like,
minute.
what's going on here? Yep.
When Jeff asked Daniel, so you seem like a guy who's kind of always paranoid and on edge and everything. He's like, who here calms you down and keeps you calm? And he's
And they
like,
didn't mention
Jenny.
Lydia or Hai
No,
at
yeah,
all
Mike and
for
Jenny.
anything.
yeah, it's like Mike. No, I think he said Mike and Chanel.
Or Mike and Chanel, that's right. Yeah, Mike and Chanel.
and then Hai looks.
He's like, what?
And then as he's looking at him that way, you then see Chanel mouth
Yep.
to Daniel. And he sees that and he's like, what? He's like, what is happening? So he's aware.
Oh, yeah.
Going into the voting, he knows what's happening. What they didn't know was that he didn't know was that Chanel's vote actually wouldn't count.
Yep.
So the votes tie, and then just we got to revote only these two. They do that. Another tie, and then Hai's counting in his head. He's
like, "Where the
like, there
hell?"
were only two votes there.
Right.
What the heck happened?
Yeah.
And then
So
Jeff
Jeff
kind of has to
reveal it.
reveal it at this point. Like, look, there's only two votes because two people lost their vote. And then, I mean, he could have, I guess, kept it a mystery. I don't know why
he
he
didn't have
had
to
to
call
wrap
him out.
Well,
them
I
up like
guess
that.
I
the
thought that
reason
too.
why he had, because he said that it had to be unanimous, but because at that point in time, after the second tie, it has to be, they have to have a conversation and come up with a unanimous vote. Not in secret. They all have to declare right then and there, we're going to vote for this person.
Yeah.
Or those two people are safe, and now the remaining four have to draw rocks. So what I thought was funny about this was, so I guess that's why he had to reveal
they
it, because
still
the other
kept hidden, because even if one person says no,
No.
I don't think so. But I guess
That's fair.
if Mike would have said no, I disagree, I'm like, well, you don't even have a vote anyway, so
right. So the unanimity.
Unanimity.
Is that a word? And then
Unanimosity.
has to be between Hai and Daniel.
and this is where it gets very good.
I love it.
Dude, this is
Oh
great.
my God,
This is
Daniel.
great.
He goes,
I really do not want to draw rocks.
What
okay,
what an
before
idiot.
we get into this conversation, like, I want to preface this. I do not want to draw rocks.
Rocks.
Which
Yeah.
is smart.
Yeah,
I'm with them on that
Dumb.
one.
Right.
Because he's sitting there adamantly, I am not going to draw rocks.
But you do give up some of your voice in that.
So at that point in time, Hai's like, okay,
You're
well,
going to
then
blink
I'm not
first.
going to budge.
That's what that tells me.
Exactly. He's like,
But
why would I
he doesn't
change
really
my vote?
care, I don't think.
No,
He
I don't
doesn't.
think he does.
No, he would have drawn rocks.
Because then he throws Chanel under the bus like freaking crazy.
Oh, my God.
I was
She
just
throws
voting
herself a little bit under the bus.
a little bit.
She
but-
does,
but-
because well, first of all, he said, I was just voting the way Chanel said. Well, he said that wrong. He could have said
He
the,
messed that up.
the majority of the majority.
Yeah.
The majority of the tribe. I was just going with them.
Yeah, there you go.
But he like called out Chanel, but then Chanel could have just sat there quietly. But then she like speaks up. So then and now Daniel's like, okay, so now I've pissed everybody off.
Unless he just wants to get on their good graces, but he's like, I was just going with the majority. Like, this was really Chanel's plan. So what do you think, Chanel? Which way should I vote?
which way should I vote?
And Chanel's like,
I don't have a vote.
Leave me out
She's
of
like,
this.
this ain't my plan, Daniel. Yeah, no, Chanel, it was your plan. This is all your
Yeah,
plan.
he kind of gives up the goods after that.
Oh, dude.
He
Yeah.
squeals like a pig
he
after
just
that.
throws her under the bus like crazy, and I was like, wow.
Oh my God. But then,
Wow.
so then he's like, okay, because he's realizing Hai has said it multiple times. And then Jeff kind of checks in and asks him again.
I love y'all. I'm willing to draw rocks. I'm not changing my vote from Jenny.
And Hai's like, I'm not
Here's
changing
where
my
Hai
vote.
steps up and emerges, and he's like, I'm not changing my
solid.
vote.
I'm
So we
solid.
can draw rocks. I don't care.
He's
I'm
like,
good.
I don't want to draw rocks either, but I'm not changing
That
my
is
vote.
such a good move by
Oh,
him,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
if he would have gone with them, he would have been on the bottom, always
Exactly.
like trying to get out of that. Now he forces himself in the top group.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and that's where Daniel went wrong too, because then Daniel's like, okay, well, if I change and if I do it because I don't want to draw rocks, like
We're cool,
you're not
right? We're
you're not
cool.
gonna hold this against me. And then Lydia, you're not gonna hold this against me, right? Yes, I will. No, of course they're gonna say
Right.
no.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what, buddy? You're going to be on the bottom of this group.
Exactly.
I'll tell you,
Exactly.
When we
Exactly.
need you, you'll be
You're
taking
taking
it.
a
But
boy,
when we
yeah.
don't,
Now Jenny's gone.
Yep.
Mike's pissed off that his right hand's gone.
Yep.
Chanel's already over you because you just thrown her under a bus.
so that's going to be
And
Chanel
then
and Mike.
yeah. So
So that's the only saving grace for Daniel, is that the fact that he sided with those three or those two. So now it's those three against Mike and Chanel. So they've got the upper hand, but like you said, that's only good for him until they don't need him anymore.
And Lydia
So-
was pretty vocal, where Jenny was kind of quiet.
yeah.
yeah, oh, yeah,
She
no, Jenny
wasn't
was
really
She's like-
advocating for
No,
herself.
she just said,
Yeah.
she said it so quiet. She's like, if you do it this way, then you'll fracture the tribe. You don't want to fracture the tribe.
Well,
She should have tried
That
to
was it.
convince Hai and be like, hey, you're one of us. Come on.
right. Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
Hai was pretty set, and he felt betrayed, so he's like, I got something for you, all right.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And he won.
And Daniel gave the
What
indication
Jenny should have
No,
done
they're out of the bed, dude.
early on. So
is not pleaded with Hai. She should have pleaded with Daniel, because at that point in time, if they draw rocks, she's safe. Like, neither Jenny or Lydia tried to convince them to lock.
Yeah, that's true.
They should
I'm not
instead-
drawing rocks when we already decided like one or two people that ain't me. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I want to
But
tell
she
people
wouldn't
that.
have had to
Right,
have drawn
right.
rocks. That's what I'm saying. If they
No.
had
Yeah,
drawn rocks,
but
He's
you'd
talking
have
about the other
Daniel
four.
would have to be dumb, because then he could
he is
face
dumb.
elimination.
He is
Right.
dumb. Yeah,
Well,
they should
he
have
was
played on
smart
that.
enough to know I'm not drawing rocks and putting myself as a target.
Right.
That I mean,
Put myself
he's
at risk.
dumb, but he ain't that dumb.
Yeah. But I will say, he ain't long for the game after this. I don't think.
No.
Daniel really screwed himself on this one big time.
You know, I've been waiting for
entertaining to
someone to
watch.
kind of
So it was,
stand
so it
out,
was.
and now I'm rooting for Hai, because this
Yeah.
was a power move, and he was on the bottom coming into this thing.
Yeah, it was a
and
good power
he
move, no
flipped
doubt.
it around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's true, man. That's true. Now, like I said, I'm all Jonathan now, man. After the crap, the freaking feat that he pulled in this episode, man, single-handedly winning an event, carrying his whole team through it. That dude deserves a win, man. It's like, holy crap, that dude just wow, I was blown away.
It's hard not to root for him.
Yeah. But I'm with you on Hai though, man. That was an excellent strategy Hai did. It paid off for him, and hey, man,
that's amazing to be like you find
points.
out in one episode that you're kind of on the bottom, and then you flip that around the same week to be on the top of that group. That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you can
played
see,
it perfectly.
You can see him calculating it before they even go for the first vote.
Yeah.
When he saw and when Daniel made the comment about who keeps him calm, and it had nothing to do with his team or his alliance or whatever, he started to like put things together. And then when they saw them mouth, Lydia or whatever, he's like, this is it. He's like, I got to figure this out. And then when he saw that there was like a missing vote, he's like, wait, that's only... something's not right here, and you can see him doing the math in his head.
And really, this is all Chanel's fault for
It
getting
really
rid of her
is.
vote.
Yeah,
if she would have had her vote, that would have been a game changer.
Game over.
It all comes down
Lydia
to
would have been
Chanel.
out. If she'd had her vote, Lydia would have been out, and that'd have been it. Chanel screwed herself bad.
Yeah.
And her whole team paid the price for it, really. So.
And I don't know how that works for Omar. Like, does he lose it just for the next time he goes to
next
tribal?
time he goes to tribal.
I think it is
just
not the next tribal, next time he goes. At least that would
Yeah.
Because I'm like, next time he goes to tribal,
because he may not go to tribal for a while. You don't know.
That season, and unfortunately for him, it might be on the time he really needs it. Maybe this next tribal, they're talking about getting rid of Omar. He's like, damn, I need my vote. He's gonna get their vote.
So if those two make it to a merge together, and he realized he lost his vote because she was the idiot, like that's another target against her.
Yeah,
like,
he ain't gonna be happy.
She was feeling so good.
I cannot believe that
and
she
then made a
risked
bonehead decision.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
I think I don't know if you can edit it and show the quote that she was not going to risk. She could not risk losing her vote.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that team loses again,
risk.
Chanel has to be the number one target
no
because she
sense.
orchestrated this.
Yep.
He was like, "Hey, Mike was on the other side, so he didn't lie to me. You lied to me.
Right.
Yeah.
You sold me this story, and
Mike
it was
didn't have
never
a vote.
true.
Mike didn't have a vote.
Right.
This whole time.
Right.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting if that team loses, and it might be hard for them to have some cohesion after that.
Oh
So.
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I think it might
And
be
Jenny
Rock's
was a
turn
pretty
next
smart
week.
player
Yeah, she was.
with a lot of the puzzles and stuff.
I was shocked the way they went down, man. I cannot believe Chanel did that. I was like, holy cow, man. And then of course what Daniel did, I was like, what? It's like, good lord,
She got
what
so
an idiot.
aggressive without a vote too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, then she tried to backtrack on that while she was sitting there because that's when she's like, oh, I'm just here. Like, I don't have a vote. I didn't say anything.
Now,
Like,
I am very shocked that Daniel threw her under the bus, though. Like, they could have covered that up, but no.
yeah, I'm surprised he went Chanel. He's like, he could have
They
said.
must not be as tight as they thought.
Yeah, he could have said, look, I talked with Mike and Chanel, and that's the way they were going, and I felt that was a stronger play. Yeah. He could have said that, like, because that's literally what he did was tied to those two.
Exactly.
But he specifically went
He
after
left no
Chanel.
room for what's going on there.
No. He completely just alienated himself from Mike and Chanel.
Everybody.
Period.
Everybody.
That's true. Yeah.
But maybe that's good in the long run because if now that there is a rift between that group and Chanel, maybe that plays to his favor because gotta get rid of Mike, gotta get rid of her, or vice versa.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Who
knows?
I guess we'll find out soon enough. But hey, you guys got anything else you want to add here?
yeah, who would you vote
Jonathan
for
right
in
now,
this
man.
thing
Jonathan.
to win the whole thing? To win the whole thing, not who you like, to win the whole thing.
I'd vote for Jonathan right now, man. Just after what he pulled, just the kind of the great sportsmanship he showed.
But they're
there.
gonna go after him.
Well, I'm still. That doesn't change my fact that I
Yeah,
want
but I
to
didn't
root
say
for him.
who you rooting for. I said who you think's gonna win. That could be two different things.
Yeah, it could be. I'm rooting for Jonathan to win, but I don't think nobody has showed me they're smart enough yet to game out this season. You know what I mean? So honestly, I don't know who's gonna win.
guess
There was a lot
High
of
at
cunning
this point.
people last.
Yeah, exactly.
season.
This time not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, High did this episode,
Right, but we just
but
haven't
that was
seen
like a
enough.
last minute thing for him, where it just kind of clicked in, and he did that to say kind of just as a saving grace for his team, right? But is he gonna be able to pull that out once the merge happens? All that I don't know. But so at this point, I guess if there's
You got
anybody,
to choose somebody.
if there's anybody that showed us the capability right now, it's High.
I'll go with High too.
I like High.
But
I like what he did.
Again,
Although, I also would root for Jonathan.
yeah, but I'm rooting for Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're making the call early, you got to go with what you've seen.
That's
so
right.
far, he's made the smartest moves.
So, as you can see, it's hard as hell for us to figure out who's going to win here. So, it's probably going to be just as hard for you if you want to win this Tiki Glass. And again,
but don't forget.
You don't forget to put in the comments, and you got to be a subscriber to get it. And has to be be any merch happens. So
and you got to be in the United States.
And you got to be in the continent of the United States, absolutely, because we ain't paying $70 to ship a Tiki Glass to overseas. But, hey, you know what? Jump in on it. You know, it'd be great to be able to have a Tiki Glass while you're watching us. You know, we'd love to hear. And hey, please do hit like, subscribe. We'd love to hear what you guys think about our show. We want to talk with you guys, not just about Tiki Glasses, but really we want to know what you think. You know, I know Josh has a lot of good conversation with people on there. You know, I jump in to talk to people, and it's pretty cool to get into some of these discussions with some of you guys, and just you know talk strategy. You know, with some of these characters in the show. So
and last year we were all kind of wrong who we thought would win.
Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah,
no, kind of wrong. We were very wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong.
Definitely out of the number one person. For
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
We would not have gotten a Tiki Glass.
No, we would have not gotten our Tiki Glass. No. But hey, that's another episode down, guys. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will check you at the next show.
See you guys.
See ya. You said see you guys. You say guys. You can't say guys.
I can say whatever I want.
You can't say guys. Oh my God.
There's
the
plenty
guys.
of people that say guys on the show.
Yeah, there is.
I was talking at work. I was saying, I was like, hey, do you guys want to do this or you guys want to do that? And like,
they were like, excuse me.
Nobody gets. And I'm like, and there was literally no. They were all women. Right. It's like guys is more like It's not when you say it like that. Come on in, guys. It's not saying come on in.
Guys.
Men. Dudes.
Girls, stay behind.
Dudes, y'all come on over.
You just not say y'all.
Human body.
You should say everyone.
You should say, hey, why don't y'all come on over?
First off, it's not a great, amazing catchphrase to begin with. Come on in.
It worked for him for years.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, he's the one who did it.
That's right.
To himself.
He did. He did to himself, man.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
That's what happens, yeah. All that power. Ricard's like, yeah, I'm taking it whether I agree with it or not, because I'm the guy responsible for the change.
Great power comes great responsibility.
He's like, I really didn't care, but like I am now the one who facilitated a change.
Because I will forever be known as a guy that changed what Jeff says.
The guy? Cooler than us other side.
Just
how many are you giving away?
We give out 5 Tiki Glasses. You can wear them like you get one of these shirts.
One of these Bamas right here, yeah.
A Bama.
Really is tough.
Why does my head look so small? Does my head look really small? Like, you know, like Beetlejuice, like that guy with the shrunken head?
Oh, yeah, shrunken head dude, yeah. Or he shrinks Beetlejuice's head, too.
All right, game face. Get ready for it.
I'm not laughing today.